Welcome to TBR.
We are back with episode 3 today, which is quite exciting.
Very exciting. We're well on our way.
Absolutely. We have a drink that we're going to kickstart really quick because we're on the couch.
We want to put it down.
And we both need our phones to drink. So
we've got a non-alcoholic Bellini by, let me have a look at the bottle. It is the Everly Bottling Co. And it's delicious.
It is quite yummy, yeah. Does it taste like a Bellini?
I can't say I have Bellinis enough to know.
I can't say I've ever had one. Cheers.
Cheers. How has your week been?
Well, it's been like 15 hours so far. So,
well, since episode 2 then.
Pretty cruisy. I've just been frantically buying clothes for New Zealand.
You have been.
We go away in just under 3 weeks.
That's exciting.
I've had to buy some stuff for that.
Very nice.
What have you been up to?
Just working, seeing some friends.
The house.
Yeah, literally nothing.
We were discussing today what it's like to be an adult and just doing housework.
Yeah, it's basically every Sunday is just chores.
Yeah, you may not have a life.
No.
I don't know how anyone...
People that are busy with their social lives, like how... I've got some friends where we try to organise things and they're like, oh, I've got a baby shower on Saturday and I've got a brunch before and then Sunday I've got like an engagement party and I'm having dinner with my parents or something. And I'm like,
I cannot.
That would kill me.
I am stressing because this weekend coming, I have a hens weekend, and then the following weekend, I'm in Burleigh, so I'm away for the whole.
And then you go away,
and then I go away, and I'm like, I don't know where to fit you people in. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
but we may not speak for the next month.
You breaking it to me that you're not going to have time for me.
Correct.
You're letting me down on the potty, so
correct.
I can't yell at you. You've got the protection of the microphone.
Yes.
No, we'll make it work.
We will. We wanted to start a little segment where at the start of each episode we go through our current or like most recent read that we've finished. Did you have a little review anywhere? I wrote a review down.
I didn't, but I can improvise.
Off the top of your head.
I can do some improv.
Okay, this could be a question.
So I finished on the weekend Once Upon a Broken Heart.
A lot of people
can't tell you who it's by.
When you post,
no one really talks about who that's by.
When you posted that you were watching that, reading that, so many people were like, "This is such a good one."
Stephanie Garber. Shout out to you, Stephanie Garber. I'm sorry I didn't know your name, but I liked your book.
There's 2 others in the series, hey?
Yeah, which I will be reading the second.
Yep.
Basically, it was a, like, supernatural, magic-y book. Very, like, young adult, which I don't mind sometimes as long as it's not, like, cringe.
Yeah.
And the characters are likeable. So, basically, her name's Evangeline Fox, the main chick. She believes in...
a very complicated name for a young adult.
Evangeline. Yeah. It says, for as long as she can remember, she's believed in happily ever after until she learns that the love of her life is about to marry another and her dreams are shattered. The love of her life is about to marry her stepsister.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she goes and she finds... They're called the Fates, and they're like the gods. And she goes and finds the, like, Fate of Hearts, like the love god. And she makes a deal with him to break off the wedding. Okay. And then a heap of stuff unravels. Apparently, if you're indebted to a fate, like, they can come back and ask for things from you. And it's gotten her into, like, a lot of trouble. People die.
As in, like, if you
make the deal, he'll be like, I'll do this for you. But in return...
You have to do this.
You have to kiss 3 people that I tell you to kiss, and when you kiss them, it might kill them, or, like, something bad might happen. It might put, like, a curse on them.
Okay.
And then...
So they're not actually for good. They're not always for good.
Not always for good.
Okay.
They say the fate are typically bad. Like, they don't have human feelings and they can't tell good from evil. They just act like on pure
fate,
like their incentive.
Yeah.
Their
whatever they want to do.
Their instincts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was cool. It was an easy read because it was written very like basically. And there's like the start of romance. So
I wonder if it'll grow to be a bit more in the next
everyone
episodes.
seems to rate the second book higher.
Okay.
So I'm excited.
Interesting. I'm very keen to read it. I got that one for Christmas, so I'm keen to read that one.
Yeah. What have you been reading?
I haven't actually finished any physical books in the last 2 weeks, which I know is appalling. But I'm trying my best, guys. But I did finish an audiobook. So I finished The No Show by Beth O'Leary. I gave it 4 stars. I really quite enjoyed it. You're listening to it now.
I am.
Well.
I think I've got like 4 chapters to go, maybe.
Okay.
I've made good progress.
Yeah, I reckon. Jeez, must just been like...
Well, I drive like 45 minutes to work. And even if I'm picking up like clients, it's a long drive.
Yeah.
I listen to it on the walk when I'm walking my dog.
Oh, well, I've written down that it is quite a slow burn.
Yes.
Very, very slow burn. Originally, when I started, I wasn't super interested. I got, like, probably more than halfway. And even then, I was like, I'm really pushing through this. And then, yeah, towards the end, I was like, oh, Lord, okay. You do get blindsided a bit by the ending. So I don't know where you're up to, but...
Yeah, because you kind of alluded to that there's a jaw-dropping moment, so I'm waiting for it to happen, and it's not really building to anything.
No, it was just like literally just happened. Because I messaged Ash and I said my jaw is currently on the floor. Because I just was listening to it and then suddenly I was like, oh.
It was after you texted me that I went and loaned it on like BorrowBox straight away.
I want to know where you're up to, but we won't discuss it on the potty because we don't want to spoil it for anyone. But I've just written down, overall, it was a really slow start. However, there were a lot of shocks and light bulb moments. So
I will say, because I've been meaning to talk to you about it and I haven't had a chance yet, did you notice that from Jane's perspective and Miranda's perspective,
it's Carter, and he's Joseph, and the other person is Carter?
I noticed that straight away.
So,
because it's only Miranda that calls him Carter. And I realised when she met his mum, and his mum was someone Carter, that he was Joseph Carter. Like, I connected that then. That it was his last name.
Yeah.
But in Jane's perspective and Miranda's perspective, it's written in first person, like, I looked at him and I felt this.
Yeah.
Whereas Siobhan's perspective, it's all... Siobhan didn't know what he was going to do next, and it's not first person.
I didn't even notice that.
So I'm like, is this part of the twist?
We're going to rub this book review off now.
We can lap back to that when I'm finished.
We can discuss it, once you're finished.
But yeah, I'm noticing things.
Yeah. I actually didn't even notice that.
Interesting.
I feel like I did notice it because I was like... But I thought they were all written from... Is it third person?
Yeah. No, the others aren't.
Are they not?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I'll listen on my drive home
and you can...
And check the other ones aren't.
You'll be frantically calling me.
Yeah.
You'll be like, I fucking told you so, bitch. In this ep, we put it out to you guys, and from the books that we've read as well, we wanted to do a bit of an episode on popular books, or BookTok books, as most people would say, if you're in that little realm of the world, that we think are or aren't worth the hype.
Yep. So we have read a fair few books that we just see online all the time as like popular books. So from what we've read, there's been some that we have thought are worth the hype and some that haven't been.
Yep.
And then that way we feel like if you typically like what we like to read, if we say we like it, then you might go like, okay,
I should go buy that.
I'm going to believe that this book is actually good. Not that what we say is Bible, but... So our first one I have read and Elise has not. So it feels intense starting with this one because I feel very passionately about it.
This is like her passion towards this book is so
I've never
full on, because when she meets someone that does like it,
I'm confused. It's If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nowlin. Okay, I screenshotted some Goodreads reviews and we're going to read them first before I tell you which direction I'm passionate in. Is it love or hate? Basically, the book description is, if he had been with me, everything would have been different. I wasn't with Finn on that August night, but I should have been. It was raining, of course, and he and Sylvie were arguing as he drove down the slick road. No one ever says what they are arguing about. Other people think it's not important. They do not know there is another story. The story that lurks between the facts. What they do not know, the cause of the argument, is crucial. So let me tell you. It's very vague.
Yeah, I feel like that didn't even... I also feel like the fact that they just said, like, the cause of the argument. I don't know. It feels very young adult.
Yeah, it is.
Is that the vibe?
It's very young adult.
Okay. Like tween?
Yeah.
Really? The cover doesn't look tweeny.
No. I think it's why all the tweens that read it are bawling their eyes out. Because
so it's
like,
sad?
Yes. Although I didn't find it sad.
Because you're not a tween?
Possibly.
Because you're like
because I'm
Gen
almost
Y or
30.
something. Yeah.
Because I'm a baby boomer. Okay, so this person has given it a 1 star. I felt like I was watching a turtle make its way across the country just to fall off a cliff at the last part. Not fun. This person gave it 5 stars. That's it. I'm done. My eyes are sore from how much I cried during that ending. I'm never going to recover from this book.
Okay. Do you reckon that's a tween that's written that?
Her name's Angelica. It's not a very tweeny name. Then this person gave it 5 stars. I'm devastated, shattered, crushed, depressed, heartbroken. I don't even know where to start. To be fair, I knew this was sad. I knew where it was going to from the very first chapter. I knew what I was getting myself into, and I was the one that wanted to read a sad book. But that being said, it doesn't mean it hurt any less when the knife went into my heart and stabbed me 20 times.
20 times? That feels very...
I finished this book at the dog park and I sobbed by myself in a corner and I cried all the way home. I also put on a playlist I found of this book on the drive home and cried even more. Even though I'm just a ball of sadness and nothing else, this was a beautiful book and I loved it. Whereas other people as well are like 1 star, like the instructions on my packet of painkillers is more interesting than this book. It's very mixed reviews.
Okay. See, a lot of the ones I've seen are just, I'm obsessed with this book. You have to read this book.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, it's interesting. I wonder if I would like it because I'm pretty much a tween.
And you like Hannah Montana.
Correct.
You like kids' things. I listened to this as an audiobook. And
do you reckon that might have impacted how you
maybe
felt
because it had voices? Maybe like
were
high
the voices tweeny?
They're high school students. So the main chick, what was her name? Evangeline? I don't even remember.
Right. Yeah, you said it. Yeah.
See, that's how much I cared about this book. I don't even remember her name. Okay, her name is Autumn.
Okay.
And she has this childhood best friend called Finn, and they're inseparable until they're in high school, and he becomes really cool and attractive, and she is a pick-me girl. She wears...
So she's you.
I hate you. She wears tiaras.
That's right.
She wears tiaras.
I remember you saying this to me because you were like, I can't continue to read it because
I can't
this girl
like
wears
her.
tiaras. Yeah.
You know, like high school bully. Not bring myself. But she's all like attention seeking, grossly obsessed with him. He has a girlfriend. Anyway, Autumn tries to date this other guy. She dates this other guy for like 3 years, and the whole time she's still just in love with Finn. And they go 3 years without
fucking
consummating the relationship. And she's basically like, when we finish high school, we will. So the whole time I was like, this is just not for me.
It's the whole point that she like doesn't want to. She doesn't want to lose his virginity to like,
I think so.
Some random dude that's not Finn.
Yeah. And then anyway, I listened to this on a 16-kilometer run as well.
Yep.
So I had a big chunk of it.
Yep.
I had like 2 hours in one go, and the whole time I was hating it. Mm-hmm. The last chapter, or like the second last chapter, something huge happens.
Okay.
And it's why I persisted and I kept reading, because I was like, everyone said the ending is sad.
Okay.
I was just like, oh, thank God it's over. Like, I gave it 1 star. I hated it. And I've only ever given 2 books 1 star. And this was one of them.
I want to know if I would like it. Like, I'm curious to see
I think you will hate Autumn.
Well, the fact that she wears a tiara is genuinely the most disgusting thing I've ever heard. Could you imagine going to, like, a school where we live?
But also America.
Wearing a fucking tiara?
Yeah. And she has multiple different tiaras. And it describes, like, what colour tiara she picks that day. Are you 4 years old?
For what purpose, though?
I don't know. She also, like, has things she wants to do. Like, she is really into art or something like that. And she wants to she wants to pursue it after school. But she's also like, oh, but I want to just stay and marry Finn.
So she's
and
like,
her mum had made that same mistake. Her mum married her dad, who was their high school sweetheart, and they're like miserable. And I was just like, you're so insufferable.
You're too much of a fucking tween.
You're making too many mistakes. I sound so old.
If I showed you how to do it properly.
If you just had a little bit of wisdom and perspective and some life experience, you would not be like this.
You wouldn't be this shit. Mm-hmm. So are you going to read the second one?
No, because it's the same thing but from his perspective. The exact same timeline. I wonder if you can tandem read them.
Maybe.
But yeah, it goes back to the beginning of the first book. And it's just his perspective. Is he just going to be madly in love with her the whole time too?
Or is he madly in love with the other chick and he thinks she's a freak because Autumn's fucking crazy?
Autumn's a pest.
Yeah, maybe that's probably the exact line he uses. She is a pest.
She's a pest in a tiara. Okay. Yeah, that's me.
Stunning. Well,
what do we have next?
All right, our second book was Divine Rivals. So everyone, we've seen everywhere for Divine Rivals and Ruthless Vows.
It's kind of disappeared though.
Really? I feel like it's coming back.
Oh, I don't see anything.
All right, so the book description for Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. When 2 young rival journalists find love through a magical connection, they must face the depths of hell in a war amongst God to seal their fate forever. After centuries of sleep, the gods are wearing again. But 18-year-old Iris Winnow just wants to hold her family together. Her mother is suffering from addiction and her brother is missing from the front lines. Her best bet is to win the columnist promotion at the Oath Gazette. To combat her worries, Iris writes letters to her brother and slips them beneath her wardrobe door, where they vanish into the hands of Roman Kit, her cold and handsome rival at the paper, where he anonymously writes Iris back. The two of them forge a connection that will follow Iris all the way to the front lines of battle for her brother, the fate of mankind, and love. Shadow and Bone meets Law in this epic enemies to lovers fantasy novel filled with hope and heartbreak and the unparalleled power of love. All right.
The description makes it sound really good.
It does. Yeah. I picked 4 Goodreads reviews because one of them I laughed at, and Ash will laugh too because it's funny to us, but I don't know if you guys will find it funny. Someone has given this one 5 stars and it said, did I finish the book or did the book finish me? Mm-hmm. Okay, babe. My God. Perfect. Everything down to the last minute detail. This book felt heavenly. It was deep down soul touching and had a demonic possession over me.
This person has issues. Like, I know how to feel passionately about a book, but
they don't have demonic possessions over
No.
me. Iris and Roman had my whole body creased and shivered from the...
I hate when my body's creased. What is this person's name?
I'm not really sure.
Creased body
The
lady.
photo's fucking crazy.
Oh, don't. It's friggin' Chucky.
From their banter, rivalry, letters, like, god damn, they were made for each other so perfectly. The way Roman literally dropped everything to be with her. His dream job, his engagement, his family.
His engagement was planned.
Shut the fuck up. He is the motherfucking standard.
He's like 17.
This whole book felt like a movie being played in my head. I could so accurately see and describe every single detail in every scene, from the look in their eyes to the threads on their clothes. It felt like tasting poetry.
I do have to
and
agree
I
with
was
that.
melting, in brackets, sweating, with the emoji of like...
Is that the melting emoji? I do have to agree with that.
It was very...
I think I visualized it the best because of the descriptive language,
Everything outside the romance was actually interesting too. A fucking hit? What's a HIT? Hit?
Like, it's a fucking hit. But that's so not how she writes the rest.
Hit?
That's not how she writes the rest of her
No.
description. Yeah.
The plot, the war, the myths, the gods that are fighting for some fucking reason, ... The way I just sat there for what felt like 10 years, looking out my window and slowly tried to process what the fuck I just read. This is definitely one of my top books of the year. I'll always be thinking about these characters at the forefront of my mind.
Okay.
Next one. I'm not going to read another one that's long, sorry. This one has 2 stars. So much potential wasted. This book literally takes place in the middle of a war with gods, and all we get is a magical typewriter and a bland-ass rivals to lovers romance. So yeah.
Yes, mixed reviews.
Very mixed reviews. This other one, academic rivals to lovers with the cutest, purest, most wholesome man, while there is a violent war raging between gods. Absolute perfection.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
How many stars did you give it?
Let me double check.
That's what I was just looking at. I gave it 4 stars.
Did you?
Yeah. But I can tell you why.
Did you write a review?
Yes. No. It was just beautifully written.
It was, yeah, I definitely can argue with that.
The descriptive
I gave
language.
it 3.
Yeah.
So like, the girl was right. Like,
Yeah.
they absolutely have so much descriptive language that you are fully able to visualize what is happening.
Yeah. I thought the idea of the book was really good.
I just feel like it wasn't exciting. I also don't really think they were enemies at any point.
No. They just didn't really know each other.
No.
Then as soon as they knew each other, they
loved each
interested. And also the magic typewriter thing, they could have done so much more with. Mm-hmm. The fact that the grocery store is like magic.
Yeah.
It kind of just briefly mentions magic.
Yeah.
But it's not
It's not the entire thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they have to go to find the magic places to...
And then the war they fight like there isn't magic.
Yeah.
Like,
They should have like wizard ones and shit.
yeah. Bewitched
I don't know.
things.
It just didn't like... It was really, like you said, well written, but it didn't...
So they're like 17 and then they quickly get married. And
And they randomly just like go to war.
yeah.
And they're like on the front line, but they don't die. I'm like...
But also, like, I don't know how much we're going to spoil, but when they're on the front line and, like, she's getting pulled away and he's like, something bad's happening.
Yeah.
And she just leaves.
Yeah.
And it's your husband who you're apparently madly in
Yeah.
love with.
And then when...
Like, I would just do anything to get back.
I don't know.
Like, if I saw Andrew dying,
You'd be doing anything
that person pulling me away
Yeah.
would also be dead.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
why does she just cop it and leave? I don't know.
Well, I guess she thought it was... Yeah.
Yeah, but as soon as you
Yeah.
know it's not,
Yeah.
she doesn't go back straight away.
She just keeps...
Yeah. She just stays mad that she got taken.
Yeah, and then also I feel like you'd be so much more angry at
but
their captor.
then she just forgives him.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
The whole thing's weird.
But I listened to it as an audiobook. And
do you actually read any physical books? Doesn't seem like it.
yeah, they're coming. But then they did accents, which I liked. I think I told you this, that they had like a British accent. And you were like, oh, I don't know if I'd like that. I liked it.
Yeah.
She was like, this is going to be terrible.
Do it.
But she'd be like, my name's Iris Winnow. Like, Kit. It was like that. And I was like, I can get around it. It was giving me like Enid Blyton audiobooks that I used to listen to when I was like falling asleep as a kid. And then his voice was nice as well.
Yeah.
So
I listened to just to hear what it was like. And it sounded nice, but I feel like it would be. But that was like the same with the Aussie one.
Yeah.
And I was listening to it and I was like, this is horrific. But then I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Once you get used to it.
Book number 3?
Book number 3. Are we doing Powerless?
Yeah.
Powerless by Lauren Roberts.
Hugely discussed book.
We talked about this last episode. It was one of our 5-star reads. You screenshotted the reviews, so I don't even know what they are.
Would you want me to read that and then you can provide your
Sure.
input? I'll find it. All right. Do you want to read the description? Because I'm not very talented with it.
Oh my God, it's long. Okay. Did we read this last time? No, we forgot. I probably purposely didn't because it was long. She is the very thing he's spent his life hunting. He is the very thing she's spent her whole life pretending to be. Only the extraordinary belong in the kingdom of Illyria. The exceptional, the empowered, the elites. The powers these elites have possessed for decades were graciously gifted to them by the plague, though not all were fortunate enough to both survive the sickness and reap the reward. Those born ordinary are just that, ordinary, and when the king decreed that all ordinaries be banished in order to preserve his elite society, lacking an ability suddenly became a crime, making Payden Grey a felon by fate, a thief by necessity. Surviving in the slums as an ordinary is no simple task, and Payden knows this better than most. Having been trained by her father to be overly observant since she was a child, Payden poses as a psychic in the crowded city, blending in with the elites as best she can in order to stay alive and out of trouble. Easier said than done. When Payden unsuspectedly saves one of Illyria's... How do you say the kingdom? Illyria's?
Illyas? Does it have an R? Does it have
Ilyas?
Yeah, I say Ilya.
Illyas? I don't know.
There's no R in it, darling.
I don't know. Illyas?
Illyrias?
Illyrias?
No, just
Illyas just doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound like a kingdom.
Kingdom Ilya.
Yeah.
I don't know. That feels pretty like...
I come from the kingdom of Ilya. I feel like Illyria is better.
Yeah, well, it's not.
She's self-published, so she clearly didn't have an editor to give her this feedback. She finds herself thrown into the purging trials. The brutal competition exists to showcase the elite's powers, the very thing Payden lacks. If the trials and the opponents within them don't kill her, the prince she's fighting feelings for certainly will if he discovers what she is. Completely ordinary. That was very long.
It was very long. All right. We will provide you with our... Well, actually, we already said that it was 5 stars.
Mm-hmm. So you know we liked it.
You know, yeah. One of the reviews was 0 reviews, DNF at 51%. Also, how do they know what percentage?
By adding the page that they're up to in Goodreads, it then tells you the percent.
If this boy says... This was really funny, actually. If this boy says, vicious little thing, one more time, I shall meet my end. I can't do it anymore.
Really? Lots of people on BookTok like froth the fact that he calls her that.
I see it, but I also see why. Like, it is very overdone.
Yeah.
When he's like, she is a vicious little thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, she is. But how about...
My vicious little thing, yeah.
How about you stop?
Yeah.
It's a bit too much, either. All right, another 5-star review. I'm shocked, numb, although my heart is in pain. I wish I could give it more than 5 stars, and I refuse to believe this was a debut. There's more to that, but I'm not going to read it because I can't be bothered. This one is 3.5 stars. Okay. It's time to be honest. Let me start by saying that I didn't and still don't know who Lauren on BookTok is. Please don't forget that a 3-star isn't a bad rating either. The first half of this book was nearly a copy of The Hunger Games. While some readers probably want that, it took away from the originality for me. I could not stop comparing for storyline. I have not read Red Queen, so I can't compare to that one. Powerless has every popular romantasy trope possible. You may love that and feel fulfilled by that, but I do enjoy certain tropes, but relying on tropes leaves a lot of world building and natural character development to be desired. The writing wasn't bad, but the typos were. Though they don't detract directly from the storyline, noticing one always pulls me out of a book a little bit. Hire a new editor, Lauren, you deserve better. There was so much tension. If men said the things in real life that Kai says to Peyton, we would have no need for romance books. However, there was so much tension and banter to the point of becoming repetitive and literally putting me into a reading slump. Kind of a me problem too, but I'm going to put a little blame on the book.
So you're almost finished it.
Yeah.
Where are you at? What do you think? Do you agree with her that there's too much banter, or?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I liked it.
I feel like
the banter. I feel like books don't have enough of it. I hate when you're reading a book and by like chapter 10 they're already like
in love
up.
In their fucking I can see what she means by like maybe the banter's prolonged now and it's still just banter. I
think it feel makes like the enemies thing more genuine.
Yeah,
because it's like,
and also there's other reasons why they can't like
be together.
Just be together. Yeah. So I can see what she means. I said to you today, I don't think I'm going to give it 5 stars.
I just want you to read the last chapter.
Yeah. I'm not giving it 5 stars at the moment.
We'll see if you change. You need to finish it this week.
Tell Dave to let me just read all night.
Because something happens and then it gives you, like, I don't know if it's what's it called when it's the extra chapter at the end, the epilogue. It might be an epilogue or it might just be the last chapter, but it gives you like a little bit ahead in time what's happening. And the fact that by that point they're like lovers.
Yep.
The bit that happens in the epilogue is like shattering.
Yeah.
Because you're like, are you joking?
So are you saying I could bring myself to a 5-star?
Yes.
Okay.
Because of how it ends.
Okay.
And I really hate that this new book is not a sequel, because I want to know what happens next. Like, I want to keep reading, but this book that's just come out is just
powerful.
Is just another perspective.
Yeah, that's Adina's perspective.
Yeah,
isn't it?
her best friend.
But then isn't Reckless?
Reckless, I think, is meant to be the sequel.
Yeah.
So we need that. When does that come out?
I don't know.
Sometime this year.
I saw someone posted the other day. She was like, I just picked Reckless up in a store. They must have put it out accidentally.
What?
And she was like, I just walked out with it because paid for it and no one even noticed.
As if it's even
and then
rented.
Lauren Roberts commented and was like, I don't know how you have this. I don't even have a copy.
Yeah, what? Someone's just typed their version up and printed it and put it in the
cover on it. I thought that. I was like, imagine if
we just did that. If we just wrote a Sarah J. Maas, like Throne of Glass, new one.
Yeah.
And just you'd have to it what we know she's going to call it.
I was about to say, you'd have to make sure it's the same.
And we just put it in stores.
We're not going to do this, guys.
No, we don't have the brains to write a Sarah J. Maas book.
You could just put a random book in, though.
Yeah.
And just put a cover on it. Though. And people would be could you imagine how long it would take us to write 700
going to notice straight away.
Pages? 700 words.
It's going to take you a really long time to write 700 words.
It would.
We're going to do a little segment break now, which we haven't done before. We came up with this today based off that, we were talking about when we're reading, we come across some words where we don't know the meaning.
Yeah. It's typically in like fantasy books. And there's been a few books where I'm like, what the
If they're set
does that mean?
in like the
A different
1800s too,
Yeah.
or something, I'm like, I don't know what that is.
Something a bit funny that could break up the episodes for you guys.
Books non-stop. So we named it Lost for Words. So in future episodes, when you hear us saying it's time for
Lost for words.
for words, because we are often lost for words.
All right. Do you want to say your one? Do you want to go first?
Sure. Let's hope I can pronounce these words.
Really?
Okay. My first word that I came across in a book was... I'm like sounding it out in my head. Calipogen. Calipogen.
Can you say
Do you want
it
it in a sentence? He had a gorgeous calipogen. You just have to guess what you think it is.
Well, it sounds like it has pigeon at the end. So I feel like it's... I'm picturing like a pigeon pin.
Okay.
But that feels...
Calipogen.
Okay, continuing to say it isn't
Calipogen.
making this easier for me.
I don't know. I'm just practicing saying it.
Calipogen.
Calipogen. Look at the calipogen on him.
Arse.
Yeah.
Backside.
Someone with a shapely bottom. I like a man with a calipogen.
With a calipogen. Maybe we can just say that for now.
I'm going to put that in my book. When I'm describing my male main character.
Everything else will be like such basic words. And then
all of a sudden, I would be like his veiny biceps and his calipogen. His pigeon pin.
Correct.
Okay, you want to do your first one?
Okay. My first one is biblioclept. Biblioclept.
Someone who obsessively collects bibliographies. Because it has like clept, like
Not kept.
what are you saying? Clept. Clept, like a kleptomaniac. So
Is that spelled with a K or a C? I think that's a C.
a C?
Yeah, it was
Is this
with
a
a
K?
K.
Oh.
Biblioclept.
Biblioclept.
Do you want it in a sentence?
Yeah.
They were a biblioclept.
Bibliography thief.
No.
All right, tell me.
What was the word you said before? Kleptomaniac.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the words here.
Oh.
Shares a common ancestor with kleptomania and literally means a book thief.
Oh. That wasn't that far off.
No. What did you say?
Like a biography theft or like a bibliography thief.
Yeah. No, you didn't.
I said a bibliography thief.
Did you?
Yeah.
I wasn't listening.
You just dissociated.
Yeah.
Because like a kleptomaniac. So I was like, it's giving thief.
Okay.
And then biblio. I just rolled with bibliography. Not that
Well, you were
anyone would
close
want to
then.
steal one of them.
Yeah. Well, they might. If it was mine, they might. I wouldn't want to pay for it.
No. What? Are you talking about your biography? I was like, why do you write in really good APA formatting or something as someone wants to steal it?
Terrible. Sorry.
Or Harvard formatting. Okay, my second word, we're only doing 2 each, by the way, is apricity? Yes, apricity.
Like a pricity or a pricity?
Apricity.
Can I please get that in a sentence?
At the moment, I'm obsessed with being in the apricity.
Is it like a type of club?
No.
Okay. In the dungeon.
I go and I sit in the apricity. I put out my picnic blanket.
In the sun.
And, yes.
The apricity. The sun.
A specific sun.
Okay.
Do you want to know?
Yeah.
It's the warmth of the sun in winter.
I didn't know there was different types of warmth.
Apparently, if someone says apricity,
well,
it's the warmth.
I'll be saying that soon.
The warmth of the winter sun.
Yeah.
So
there was a bit of apricity this afternoon.
This afternoon. I would just like this weekend, if I'm out in the sun with Andrew, I'm going to be like, oh God, that apricity.
I want to see what was your first word? No.
Calipogen.
I want to see your calipogen out of the apricity.
We sound so literary.
So, the fact that you can
to think of the word. We sound so literary. We're just kleptomaniacs.
Just okay. All right, my second word for you. It's quite a long one.
Sound it out in your head first.
Squib.
A squib.
Yep.
A wizard who can't do magic. A squib. That's what they are. I love that you're looking at me like I don't know.
That's not what the answer
Oh, well, in Harry Potter.
Well, Harry Potter's not real. So
it is to me. And the millions of fans worldwide. No, isn't a squib
no.
A magic-born person who can't actually do magic?
Harry Potter's not real.
Okay.
This is a real life.
I'm totally... Okay. This throws me, though.
Literally not even anywhere in the realm of what the the correct definition is.
Okay.
The correct bibliography definition.
How is it used in a sentence, then, if it's not that the groundskeeper of Hogwarts is a squib?
Okay. At the Ekka, there are squibs. Typically in the night parade.
Yeah.
Squib.
Like in the night show?
In the night show at the Ekka, I can't wait to see the squibs.
People that drive monster trucks.
There's a squib. No. They also have squibs at footy games in the halftime shows.
I love that you think this helps me.
In halftime shows.
Cheerleaders.
They have squibs.
I'm going to start calling cheerleaders squibs. Mascots.
No. They don't have mascots.
I thought you were going to say at halftime and I was going to believe you.
Do you just want to know the answer?
Yeah.
Firework.
What?
Firework consisting of a tube filled with powder as a broken firecracker that burns with a fizzing noise. Squib.
A squib. Can I just check that a squib is actually a thing in Harry Potter?
Yeah.
It is. A squib, also known as a wizard-born, a non-magical person.
Just a reminder, Ash.
They were rare?
Potter isn't real.
How do you know?
Because I went to Harry Potter World.
Well, joke's on you. You thought I didn't know what the word squib meant. I might not know that it's a firework, but I know one meaning.
Have the right
I know
definition.
one meaning of the word.
No.
Okay. Well, that was fun.
I liked that. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If there's any words that you guys
come across in the book
and are like, what the heck, send it to us and don't send us a definition.
Put it in
we'll do it.
An episode. Also, if you knew any of those words already, let us know because we'll be impressed.
Guys, make sure you read our book club book of the month, Wild Love by Elsie Silver.
I've seen some listeners have started. Mm-hmm. Good on you all.
Gotten further than Ash.
Yeah, I've been reading Once Upon a Broken Heart and I was committed to finishing that before I start. But if it's anything like Elsie Silver's other books, I'm going to finish it in 3 days.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I read it literally 2 nights ago and I've finished 8 pages in very quick.
Something
succession.
about her writing is just like easy to read.
It's also
but
very
gripping.
big on the page.
Yeah,
So
that helps.
So it's like,
Short
I was reading
chapters.
Powerless, and then I was like, oh, this is huge. Yeah.
It's probably not actually a very big book.
No. So yeah, read that. Do we want to quickly let them know what June book releases are?
What we're excited for that's coming out.
On their way in. So we just had
already. So far this month, we've had Off to the Races.
Yeah,
not
to
a new
Australia.
release, but new to Australia
which is
that
very
you can
exciting.
easily buy. It's Elsie Silver,
Because it's another Elsie
her
Silver
third
series.
that we've spoken
Well-
about. Chestnut Springs. Now,
Is it her first
Yeah.
series?
I think so.
Yeah.
But I have read Off to the Races already.
And you liked it, hey?
Yes,
That was a very quick yes.
I liked it. Yeah, it's
Is it
she's
same
a
vibes
horse.
as the
She's a
Chestnut
horse
Springs?
trainer, and he inherits a like racing horse ranch thing where they train horses. They own horses and train them
Right.
and race them. And she comes to work with one of the horses that they're having trouble with. Mm-hmm. And it
Is it
goes
the same
from
vibes
there.
as Chestnut Springs?
Less smart, but still
Enough.
good. Yeah,
Bit of fun.
yeah.
Fair enough. So yeah, well, that's out in Australia. We both have acquired that one.
Was that $12?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure. 12 or
About
14. Yeah. I just bought them. There was no
They
stopping
must
me.
be good. No questions asked. Just purchase them.
One that I figured you would like is Middle of the Night by Riley Sager.
Yes.
So you gave your last Riley
Same
Sager book
author
5.
as The Only One Left, that thriller that I spoke about last step. So I'm going to have to read that.
Yeah. You'd be straight onto that one.
I'd like that as a book club book so that when we're scared, we can just be like scared together. Everyone.
The Middle of the Night one.
Yeah.
That would be a cool book.
Because we could just message each other.
Yeah.
Like, when you get to this chapter, let me know. And then we can like discuss our
Yeah.
theories.
Yeah.
Because that was what made the first one fun, like having people to
Do it.
theorize.
Yeah, that'd be a
with.
really good book club.
Let's do that.
The next one is The Housemaid is Watching. So that's following on the Housemaid series.
How many are there already?
I think there's 3, so this must be the 4th, or this is the 3rd.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I'll have to double check that. For some people, I know a few people, not me, but I know a few people maybe listen to James Patterson and Michael Crichton, I'd say. Eruption is coming out by them in
Were
June.
they a duo
Yeah.
for this one?
Which I'd say is probably going to be a really good book because James Patterson usually has quite good books. Not in Love, another Ali Hazelwood one,
Okay.
is coming out in June. I haven't read any Ali Hazelwood.
What has she got already?
Bride, Love,
Oh, yes.
Love Theoretically,
Yeah.
The Love Hypothesis. Mm-hmm. So there's a few.
Oh, I didn't realize that those like Checkmate Love
I'm pretty
Hypothesis
sure they're
were
all
the same author as
Hazelwood.
Bride.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. I have not read Bride, but everyone's obsessed.
Yeah.
I just don't like the cover. I would like a cuter cover.
Yeah, it's got, isn't it like
If
a
you
werewolf?
can. It's like a werewolf and
A bride? Yeah.
yeah.
A novel love story by Ashley Poston. This was like on a few different websites the #1 anticipated read.
Oh.
So I have no idea who Ashley Poston is, but a novel love story is really highly anticipated. So sounds cool. And then the last one we have here, I'm sure there's also a lot more. We just haven't got them down.
Yeah. So if you know of any coming out this month, let us know.
Let us know. Is 1,000 Broken Pieces by Tilly Cole. So we found somewhere that says June, but Big W says July. So I don't know if it's just like the, what did we say?
The publication date might be June, and then it doesn't hit our stores until July.
Yeah. So 1,000 Broken Pieces is the next in the series, I'd say, of 1,000 Boy Kisses.
Yeah, which you just bought.
Yeah.
Which I'd like you to read and
Soon.
tell me if it's worth it.
Everyone raves about it.
But I'm worried it's all the teens raving about it,
All the tweens again.
and I'm going to be disappointed.
I mean, is anyone reading Zoella anymore?
No, but I went and looked, and it's called the Magpie Society. You know how the other day I was like, did you read Zoella's
No, I don't think
more recent books where it's like a boarding school where someone dies? It's called the Magpie Society.
Right.
I read the first one, but I haven't read the second one.
No, I only ever read her. I'd actually really love to go back and read her original just to see like what it
what
is
the
that
quality is.
Yeah.
Are they actually decent?
Well, I'd assume she'd have like an editor.
She had a team of people writing with her as well.
Yeah.
Like, she'd read I remember I'd watch her vlogs. And she'd write a few chapters and then she'd like check in with her team. So the Magpie Society, she co-wrote it with someone. So Zoella just wrote one perspective and the other character's perspective was the other author.
Okay. I feel like that would give two completely different writing styles.
Yeah. Which made them feel like different characters. Yeah.
I feel like that's what they need to do for men. Because there's a lot of books that I read where it's a bloke.
And you're like, as if a man would think that.
I'm like, there's no fucking way. Like.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, please keep reading Wild Love if you've started. We have to finish it quite soon because Elise goes to New Zealand.
Yeah.
And if we want our episode on Wild Love to come out the first week of July, we have to record it before she goes away.
Yeah, I'm just making it difficult for everyone.
So that's
no regrets.
It'll be good.
Because I'm hoping to have it finished by Friday.
Yeah, same.
So that means I have to finish Powerless and Wild Love this week.
Oh, God.
I can do it.
You can.
Just need to try and finish some more books. I'm lagging.
Yeah, I need to decide what to read after Wild Love. Like, I want to go get the second of the book in the series I'm reading, Once Upon a Broken Heart.
Yeah.
Keep up the momentum with it. If I wait too long, I'll, like, forget what happened.
Definitely.
Okay, should we wrap it up?
We will.
Thanks for listening, guys.
See you guys in 2 weeks.
Bye.
See ya.